What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay.
It's your girl Kaya.
And today we talking.
A lot.
Just talking. Wait, hold on.
My mic's wig fell off. I had to play it off.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay.
It's your girl Kaya.
And today we gonna be talking about something very special, near and dear to my heart.
What is it gonna be? Tell us.
Maul.
Finally.
So, guys, as you remember, one of our last videos was actually about Maul, believe it or not. This was years ago, the show, Maul, as it was supposed to be coming out. Now, go back and watch that after you're done here, of course.
Yep.
With just a little bit of information about what's going on. Of course, the trailer dropped a couple of days ago. They also had a trailer that dropped a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And when I tell you guys, I am excited for this. Why? Because, of course, Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, Disney.
Yep.
It's been a roller coaster these last couple of years.
It's been rough.
It's been pretty rough.
Are we turning a new leaf? Possibly.
We're turning over a leaf.
Possibly.
But one thing I can say is that the animated shows have been sensational.
Absolutely.
The only thing that I believe that they missed on was Tales of the Empire. I thought that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, I did like Barriss Offee's showing.
Yep.
I thought that the other aspects of it was pretty trash. Morgan Elsbeth, I thought that was a terrible inclusion.
Okay.
But Tales of the Underworld, great.
Mm-hmm. Tales
Tales of the Jedi is probably my favorite animated Disney project that's ever been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the top of the list for me. It was amazing.
Right.
Bad Batch, excellent show.
Loved
so what really gives me confidence about this is that they brought it, they're doing it in an animated format, and they brought back Sam Witwer.
Yes,
The
they
Star
did.
Wars legend. Now, what I love about Sam Witwer is not just his work. Obviously, he was Star Killer. He was in the Clone Wars. He's voiced Maul. He's also voiced many other characters. But it's his understanding of George Lucas's vision for Star Wars.
Yes.
He understands George Lucas and what he was trying to do.
Exactly. That's what we want. That's what we want.
Which is what you want. That's how we know that we're going to be getting true original Star Wars. But also, it's also great to know that this isn't along the lines of what George Lucas had planned for after the prequel trilogy, right? Where he wanted to go. So it's also really cool to kind of see a little bit of George Lucas's ideas playing out on film. Dave Filoni, don't screw this up.
Seriously.
We got rid of Kathleen Kennedy.
We
have a second lease on life. Don't ruin this for us.
No, seriously, we need this.
Just don't do it to me. I really want to be a fan. I've been holding on. Okay?
Like many of you, I'm sure.
Listen, Stupendous Wave.
Look.
He needs something new to talk about.
Yeah.
Star Wars theory. He needs something to be excited about. So guys, don't let us down, okay?
For sure.
But what is making headlines right now about Maul Shadow Lord? This is going to be Star Wars' first true crime story. Cops and robbers narrative. And it has a much darker, almost horror-like tone compared to most Star Wars animated content. I love it. Let's get into some of that rated R.
I don't like what you're doing with your hand. It kind of gives me the vibe of like what I loved about Clone Wars was the part about Darth Maul because you got so much context on his character and it was darker.
Yeah, they really fleshed him out.
Right. It was like, and you got that darker tone, so I'm glad to bring it back for this one. Yes.
Sam Witwer gave him. It was very sinister.
Right.
Like, I know some people have different opinions on Sam Witwer, but he really gave a lot of depth and character to Maul throughout the show.
Exactly.
Which I'm very, very, very excited to see. And apparently this is going to be a Sam Witwer just show because he's going to be voicing multiple characters. Of course, Maul's going to be looking for a Padawan. And of course, the new trailer shows Inquisitors, crime syndicates, brutal fights. The fight scenes look crazy. Are we getting double-bladed?
It looks immaculate.
Are we getting double-bladed Maul back?
We are. We're getting that.
I think we might. But
they got to do it.
Guys, I'm so excited for this just because, of course, Star Wars has been needing that edge, I feel like, for a long time now. And I believe that Star Wars is now beginning to deliver on a little bit of the darker side of what George Lucas had envisioned. Right. Because, of course, we have a much, for example, Luke Skywalker, I believe's grandson, his addiction to spice. That was one of the things in the lore that was actually extremely interesting. It showed a much darker side of the Star Wars universe. And now we're starting to kind of see a little bit of the darker undertones. And Maul is the perfect character to introduce that kind of dark kind of vibe to the Star Wars universe. It's something that Marvel needs back.
Right.
Because now everything's become a joke in Marvel for some reason. It's something that Marvel needs a little bit of that edge back. I'm glad that they're bringing it to Maul. It's the perfect show to do it. But of course, I do like the idea of it being the first like true crime story where we're looking at it from a villain's perspective. Maul is a villain, but he's a villain that in some ways you can sympathize with, which is important because it gives a lot of depth to the character. Same thing that they did with Count Dooku and Tales of the Jedi, where they really fleshed him out and made you almost sympathize with his cause and why he was doing the things that he was doing. That is the key to a great villain. Star Wars is the best story ever told.
Love it so much, man.
What are your comments? What are your thoughts?
Man, I can't express to you how excited I am about this. Like, so many people, like, we've been waiting for this for a while to see this new Maul series. And I think they really set the stage for that when they did, like I said, the Clone Wars, when they really like tried to give us more information on the character. And I think that's when I really started to become a fan. Like, sure, I'm sure a lot of you can agree that when watching Star Wars movies, that as soon as he walked on screen, as soon as you see him on screen, like, we're like, I want to know more about this guy.
Yes.
You know, like, you seen him chopped in half and then realize, wait, he didn't die. And we learned that he didn't die. We want more.
I think I think George brought him back because I don't know that he knew how popular a character like Maul was going to be. You bring in the first real, outside of Vader, red lightsaber you're seeing. Right? And he has this cool dual-bladed lightsaber. He's red, he's got the horns, and he shows up on screen for the first time fighting Qui-Gon on Tatooine, and you're like, whoa, who's that guy?
Yeah.
And of course, I believe in that first scene he only had one side of the blade ignited, and he pulls up in the Duel of the Fates with the dual bladed lights, and then of course he gets cut in half. He's supposed to be dead, no more.
I remember being so upset that he had dialogue. I was like, no, he's so cool though.
It's a cool character, and then of course I believe that George saw that and decided to bring the character back. And probably one of the best decisions made in the Star Wars.
His story is like so it's amazing. I love his story.
Exactly.
And be able to get more of that.
And now we're going to be seeing, this takes place after the events of A New Hope. So we're going to see him starting to revive the Crimson Dawn crime syndicate. I don't know if it's considered a syndicate, but the Crimson Dawn, he's reviving them. And of course, the main setting is going to be on a planet outside of Imperial control, Janix. I love that we're getting a different setting.
Yes.
Lord, everything happens on Tatooine.
Like, we get some more, we get to see more of the universe.
We finally get something different.
Yeah.
Happy to see. I also would like to see more of Kashyyyk. We haven't gotten to see very much of Kashyyyk. Or Dathomir has been very well explored. So I actually became more interested in Dathomir from playing Jedi Survivor with Cal Kestis. Being able to go around Dathomir, that actually became a very interesting spot for me, which, by the way, guys, can we please continue Cal Kestis' story? Like, he's to me, he's one of the most compelling characters that hasn't been in a movie, or had a show. I would like to see that character appear somewhere. But guys, if you want Cal Kestis, drop a comment.
You saying that actually makes it funny for me, because I'm like, really, out of Star Wars ideas, like, there's no way you could possibly run out of Star Wars ideas. Like, there's so many different. There's so much. So much.
Honestly, when The Force Unleashed came out and they brought a Star Killer, that was huge because it was something completely separate from what we had seen before. And then you bring out a character like Cal Kestis, where he's so unique. He's not necessarily considered the most powerful Jedi ever, but he has some extremely unique and awesome abilities. The video game is entertaining. The storyline is entertaining. And of course, you see him kind of, I'm not gonna lie, Cal Kestis isn't your average Jedi.
No, not at all.
So it's a really cool character that I really want to see fleshed out a little bit more, given a little bit more screen time. Of course, same thing with obviously Malik. Darth Malgus, characters that we see from the Old Republic. So I'm glad that we're finally starting to reach into areas where the fans are actually interested. And they're not trying to force us where they want us to go, and they're finally starting. It seems like they're starting to give us some projects that we actually want. I think The Mandalorian and Grogu might be the last one.
I hope so, because somebody ever asked for that.
Because honestly, I think the Grogu thing got it's got old very fast. So of course, Maul, extremely exciting. I can't wait to see this different side of Star Wars. But of course, he's hiding from the entire Empire, searching for a new apprentice. We have a new setting. It's going to be based around crime syndicate, fallen Jedi, revenge arc, Star Wars. It's going to be just complete and total Star Wars. Put all those
I
things
know we're just
together.
gonna get some amazing fight scenes, battle scenes. Like I feel like that's what a lot of people are looking forward to as well.
Absolutely. And then of course we have a couple of different characters that are going to be involved. A Jedi Padawan, a runaway Jedi Padawan, and her Jedi Master that's trying to save her. You also have the kind of the law, the cop side of it, where of course now we're being introduced to an investigator that's hunting Maul actively. And then of course, obviously you have all the other Star Wars aspects that are involved, which is going to be awesome. Absolutely. But it's going to be the first crime drama Star Wars show that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not Jedi versus Sith.
Mm-hmm.
It's really going to be Sith versus the city. Sith versus the law, I guess.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm really more excited to see a little bit more of Maul, making him an even more complex character. Because obviously he kind of bypassed the rage aspect of it we saw in the Clone Wars, and then with Savage Opress, and then of course later on we start to see him develop even more in Star Wars Rebels with Ezra, and now we're going to start seeing him become even more reflective, strategic, and possibly even conflicted about the Jedi extinction. Yeah, because people forget that literally Maul wasn't raised by Sidious to be a Sith. He was raised by Sidious to be an assassin. Right.
Continue. Nothing happened.
He was raised by Sidious to be a Sith assassin. His entire purpose was to kill Jedi. Right. And now you have the entire world wiped out of Jedi, and you have to look for a new meaning, new purpose. Right. So of course now we're kind of trying to see, and of course we also saw a little bit of conflict in him in regard to Anakin in the Clone Wars, where he was genuinely. Before he died in Rebels at the hands of Obi-Wan, he said, "Is he the chosen one?" Right? There is a certain level of character to him that almost, in a way, like Ventress. Right. Where Ventress, she was being trained by a Jedi, extremely powerful. Certain events happened or took place that caused for her to go down a different path, but she ultimately found her way back. And Maul is kind of like he's teetering between these two different ideologies, not really falling in the middle. He's very much a dark sider, but he has very different ideals from your from your traditional dark sider, if that makes sense. But it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how that dynamic works, especially with this young Padawan that he's going to be trying to to the dark side. So of course we got a comic tie-in before the release. It's going to expand on Planet Janix, and of course Lawson and Tubu's backstory. So we're going to get a lot more characters, a lot more people that we can possibly see grow, and maybe we might get a Darth Talon setup.
Who knows? What y'all think about that?
Young Padawan possibly be Darth Talon?
I think that's what a lot of people are waiting for, is to see who that's going to be.
Because that was a part of George Lucas's plans. George Lucas's original idea was Darth Maul and Darth Talon. So and of course Dave Filoni's now taking over. Kathleen Kennedy is out the door. It's possible that we could be getting a little something. Is George Lucas going to be involved with some of these projects?
I think that would make so many people so happy. Oh my God.
Will he have a say?
Yeah.
Like he who shall not be named from WWE?
I mean, I hope he has a little hand in it, because I think that's what he wanted.
Just kind of whispering in the ears of people like Vinnie Mac. But of course, the show is going to pull from the unused sequel trilogy concepts from George Lucas, Maul running crime syndicates. That was something that George Lucas himself once planned, as I mentioned earlier. So why this is a big deal? We get Maul as a main protagonist in his own show, standalone main character. Let's go. Absolutely. We get the underworld of Star Wars fully explored. And of course, it bridges the gap between Clone Wars, Solo, Crimson Dawn, and the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels.
But I did want to discuss. I want to discuss something, because it kind of goes back to one of the things that you just said, and this was one of the theories actually. So Sam Witwer actually made a comment that makes people think that this is what it suggests. What he said, that Maul respects the Jedi more than the Empire in this particular era, and some fans are worried the show is trying to soften Maul or turn him into an anti-hero, while others argue it's a natural progression of his hatred for Palpatine. So
yes, I actually agree with that in a lot of ways. I think that I think people who have an issue with Maul starting to see things from different points of view don't understand Star Wars. Because even Sidious had a certain amount of respect for individuals like Yoda, like and like Mace Windu. Sith respect power in whatever form or shape it comes in.
Right.
And even when you read the novel in regards to Maul's fight with Qui-Gon in the Duel of the Fates, he had so much respect for Qui-Gon as a duelist. When he went in, he had this idea that no one could match him. And then you see Qui-Gon going blow for blow to the point to where he even regretted how he defeated Qui-Gon.
Right.
And the fact that he kind of had to do something underhanded to win. Right? So in a way, we see Maul develop respect for the Jedi after coming in contact with them plenty of times throughout.
And it's like you said, it is contribute to like his conflict, the inner conflict that he's probably going to experience. So I think that this is going to bring up a lot of different things for his character overall, and where he stands in all of this.
Yeah, we're going to start seeing him fleshed out. I don't believe it's. I do believe that they softened Boba Fett. They made Boba Fett soft.
Right. I think. That's not
the Boba that we saw was just completely outside of his character. It's not natural to who he was. I hated that, but I don't believe that that's the case with Maul.
Yeah.
Mainly because Maul is a true, pure dark side. The fact of the matter is that he comes from the Sons of Dathomir, which means that he has a natural affinity towards the dark. Hence why Asajj Ventress never became a Jedi again later on. I mean, she was kind of, you could kind of consider her kind of like Ahsoka in a way, except she is Ahsoka from Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus, right? So when you take that into account, it's Maul, his hatred for Sidious places him on opposite sides, which means that the enemy of my enemy ultimately becomes my friend. Even where we witness that final scene when Maul is finally killed for the last time at the hands of Obi-Wan, we see kind of like a certain mutual respect given between the two of them, where it was almost brotherly.
Right.
Even though he had immense hatred for Obi-Wan, it didn't seem like in that moment between the two of them there was any animosity or hatred whatsoever. It seemed like there were brothers. They had developed a certain level of a relationship beyond their conflict, which ultimately is mutual respect. When it comes to, I know particularly for me, having played sports, there's an individual that you have a rivalry with, and when you're playing, that individual is your worst enemy. You develop so much respect for their game because you're trying to learn so much about how to beat that individual. It's like a chess game. And at the end of it, when it's all is said and done, even though you may not be the best of friends, you develop such an immense respect for the other individual and what they've accomplished. You kind of become like brothers. Yeah, and there's plenty of, like, even watching it, you can feel that when watching those scenes with them. But also, not to get off, but there's another theory that I wanted to bring up, and this is the Savage Oppressed rumor, which is that there's a heavy speculation that Maul has attempted to find a way to resurrect or replace his brother Savage through ancient Night Sister magic found on Janix. So I feel like it was kind of interesting. I was like, this is perfect. Like, it could possibly happen. I guess the question is, if this is taking place directly after A New Hope, I don't believe that the Night Sisters have been wiped out yet. Yeah, that's a big question. Actually, I think they have. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Morgan Elsbeth is one of the last. Morgan Elsbeth and Asajj Ventress, and Marin. I believe is her name from Jedi Survivor. So I'm not sure. Correct me on that. I know how crazy Star Wars fans can be. Don't come at me if I'm wrong. Just let me know, because I'm off the dome right now, guys. So if there's something that's wrong, put it in the chat. Let me know in the comments. So, but I would think that that's a possibility. It's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't really know how. I don't know that that's in Maul's character. I don't know if it will even be like a focus point in the show, especially if he's already trying to look for like somebody. He's looking for an apprentice. I don't think it just doesn't strike me as in Maul's character to try to bring someone who's gone back. If we're talking about Anakin or Vader, Sure. But Maul is a little bit more cold-blooded. Even though it is his brother and he did have he did ultimately have an attachment to him, of course, I don't see that in Maul's character.
Yeah. That'll be, I don't think that might, I'm not really sure. I mean, it was an interesting one to discuss, but it's also one that I don't really know if it is
I think that one's a little bit further out.
Right.
I don't know if how close to home that one is.
Yeah, especially since it's been some time at this point. I don't really know if it's something that he'll be like, oh yeah, let me just go try to resurrect my brother.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, I don't really know if that
3 movies, multiple shows have happened.
With time, I'm not really too sure. Although the thought is nice. It's nice. But yeah, anything else?
That is it, guys. Let us know what you think. Honestly, Maul, Shadow Lord, let us know what you thought about the trailer. Let us know what you think about Maul in general. Is he one of your favorite characters? He's one of mine. Personally, in the Star Wars lore, I like the Sith. I think that the Sith are far more interesting than the Jedi.
I think a lot of people
in their
agree.
depth. So personally, guys, are you a dark sider? Are you a light sider? Who's your favorite Jedi? Who's your favorite Sith? And tell us who we should talk about next.
Yeah, and also, this is my thing. If you do or do not end up liking the show, how is it, like, where do you think you'll stand when it comes to Star Wars going forward? If they met, yeah, like let us know that. That's actually,
is this the last straw?
Yeah, I believe this probably is for a lot of people.
Could this make or break your Star Wars journey? Let's talk about it next time.
Absolutely.
On K&J Studios.
That's us.
Stay cool, guys.
I couldn't spin, but no.